Hello everyone, welcome to Maximum Zen Yoga. Today we'll begin our practice in Child's Pose. So option here to keep the knees together, or you can bring the knees as wide as the mat, coming into a wide-legged Child's Pose. Whatever feels better for your body in this moment. Allowing the forehead to rest completely on the mat in front of you, extending your arms, relaxing the elbows, lowering the shoulders down and away from the ears, beginning to notice the breath here, taking in a few full deep breaths. Feeling the opening between the vertebrae in the spine and the hips, and starting to lift the elbows away from the mat, bringing a little bit of activity into this posture. Continue to breathe deeply, filling up the lungs, sending the breath into the low back. Inhaling, filling up the lungs, inviting fresh oxygen into the cells of the body. And then on your exhale, walking both hands over to the right. Stack your left hand on top of the right hand. Keep the hips where they are, feeling the space created down the left side of the body. And we'll take a few more full deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale in through the nose and let it go out through the nose. And then we'll walk our hands over to the left. This time stacking the right hand on top of the left hand. Feeling the beautiful space created down the side body. Keep the forehead relaxed onto the mat. And take 3 full deep breaths. Inhaling in through the nose. And exhaling out through the nose. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. And when that's complete for you, come back to center, rolling all the way up into tabletop position. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders will flow through cat-cow. On the inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward, tailbone moves up and out. Exhale to round through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Moving nice and slow here, connecting with the breath. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, pull your heart forward. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, lifting up through the shoulder blades, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale to drop the belly. And exhaling to round through the spine. Moving through this flow 2 more times at your own pace. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Last one, drop the belly as you inhale, pulling your heart forward. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, tuck the chin, lifting up through the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Slowly make your way back to center. Walk the knees a couple inches back And then start to walk your hands forward, bringing your heart all the way down towards the mat. So the hips are stacked directly above the knees, coming into our puppy dog posture. Allow your forehead to rest all the way onto the mat, extending the arms straight out in front, and feeling the space created all throughout the spine. Take a full deep breath here as you inhale fresh oxygen, and as you exhale, letting it go, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Feeling the steady, full pace of the breath, and allowing the breath to be full. Continue to breathe, inhaling in through the nose. And as you exhale, come forward, drop the belly down onto the mat. Come up onto your elbows, placing the forearms onto the mat. And gently start to reach your toes towards the wall behind you. As you press your tailbone towards your heels, gently lifting your heart forward. Continue to breathe, gently pulling the heart forward, reaching the tailbone towards the heels, and breathing into Sphinx pose. This is a beautiful opener for the lungs and the thorax. When that feels complete, come up to tabletop position. We'll walk the knees forward so they're underneath the hips. Bring the knees wide. Come into a wide-legged child's pose. Walking the hands forward and relaxing the forehead all the way onto the mat. Allowing the opening in the hips, releasing the tailbone towards the wall behind you. Softening any tension in the shoulders, completely relaxing the back of the neck. Reconnecting to the breath, inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. And we'll come up into tabletop position, tucking the toes under, and slowly start to lift the hips, moving into downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent here, and then slowly start to walk out the dog, bending one knee at a time, gently waking up the hamstrings. Continue to switch sides, bending one knee at a time, moving very slowly and gently. And then when that feels complete, straightening out both the legs as much as you can. Start to bring your heart towards your toes, reaching your heart almost towards the floor. Bring the gaze between the feet, lifting the hips towards the sky. Downward facing dog. It looks exactly like an upside down V shape, reaching the heels towards the floor. And your legs might still be bent, especially if you're feeling any tightness or pinching in the low back. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Give yourself permission to listen to your body. We'll come forward, drop the knees down into tabletop, and then step the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge position. Start to lift the heart, pulling the shoulder blades together. Maybe you come up onto fingertips, or if you need to, you can use blocks on either side, placing your hands on the blocks. Gently start to tuck the chin, Feeling a beautiful stretch down the back of the neck. And inviting space into the right hip flexor. If you'd like to feel more of a stretch into the right hip, you can gently walk your right knee further back. Lift the gaze back to center. Continue to breathe into the hip flexor. Breathing into that right hip. Slowly moving the hips back, straightening out the left leg. Coming into a hamstring stretch here. If the low back feels tight, keep a bend in the left knee. And again, listening to your body, stopping whenever you feel a stretch down the back of the left leg. If you'd like to go further, you can start to lift your left toes towards the sky. Feeling a nice, beautiful opening into the calf muscle. Breathing into any sensations you might be feeling. Staying present in the moment with the body, with the breath. Whenever that feels complete, walk the hands forward, finding your low lunge, and then step the left foot back. We'll move back into downward facing dog and take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Last one, inhale through the nose. Beautiful, exhale through the nose, letting it all go. And breathing normally now, come forward, drop the knees to the mat, and step the right foot forward, finding your low lunge, sinking the hips down towards the earth. And just making sure here that the knee isn't going in front of the ankle. You want the shin perpendicular to the floor. Gently tucking the chin, starting to bring a stretch on the back of the neck. And you can always use blocks for support underneath the hands here if you need to. Bringing the gaze back to center, breathing into the left hip flexor. Beautiful. Let's move into our hamstring stretch, straightening out the right leg, lifting your right toes towards the sky, stacking the hips over top the left knee. And just stopping whenever you feel a stretch. So there should be no pain or tightness in the low back. And if you feel that pain or tightness, take a deeper bend into the right knee. We really want to feel this stretch down the back of the right leg. And keep breathing into that sensation, allowing the oxygen to nourish your cells. And using the breath as a tool to keep you into the present moment. Inhaling in through the nose. As you exhale, come forward into low lunge and step the right knee back. Tuck the toes under, move into downward facing dog, nice and slowly here. We'll pause in our downward facing dog, taking one full deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. And we'll inhale, lifting the left toes towards the sky. Bring your left knee behind the left wrist, setting it down and sinking your hips towards the mat. The right leg should be extended straight out behind you. And we'll walk the hands forward and allow your forehead to rest somewhere in front of you, maybe on stacked fists or on a block. Or maybe you can reach your forehead all the way down to the floor. Give yourself permission in our pigeon posture to completely relax and surrender. Noticing any sensations that might come up for you, and using the breath to stay present. And if you start to feel any strong emotions or negative thoughts, I invite you to take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go of whatever no longer serves you. When that feels complete, come back up to center, tuck the right toes under, and step back into downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath before moving into the other side. Feel the length in the spine. On your inhale, reach your right toes to the sky. Bring the right knee behind the right wrist and set it down onto the mat. Extending the left leg straight out behind you, sinking your hips towards the earth. Gently start to walk your hands forward and allow your forehead to rest somewhere in front of you, supporting your neck, maybe on a block or on stacked fists, or all the way down onto the mat. Using the breath here, inhaling through the nose, sending the breath into the hips, into the low back. And exhale as you release any tension or any thoughts that no longer serve you. And staying present with any sensations you might feel inside the body. When this side starts to feel complete, walking the hands back up to center, tuck your left toes under and step back into downward facing dog. Pausing in our downward facing dog, take a full, deep, cleansing breath. And then coming forward, drop down onto your knees. We'll extend both legs straight out in front of the body. Starting in staff pose, grounding down through both of the sit bones, and then inhale, reach the arms high. As you exhale, start to hinge forward, coming into a seated forward fold. Relaxing your hands anywhere they can reach. Maybe it's behind the knees or behind the calves. And taking a deep bend into the knees if you need to, releasing any tension from the low back. We really do not want any pinching or tightness in the low back area. And giving yourself permission to listen to your body. Breathing deeply into the hamstrings at the backs of the legs. And as you exhale, surrendering into the posture, folding forward. Slowly and gently start to curl the spine up to a seated position. Bend the right knee and cross your right foot over top your left knee. Place your right hand down on the mat behind you. Gently start to twist over to the right. You can hug onto your right knee with the left elbow. Keep the spine straight and long, inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to twist. Imagining this twist starting from the belly button, moving up the thoracic spine, gently twisting over to the right. And exhale to release, come back to center. Extend the right foot onto the mat, bend the left knee, and cross your left foot over top the right knee. Place your left hand down on the mat behind you as you gently twist over to the left. You can use your right arm to hug in your left knee. And again, we're starting the twist from the belly button. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale to twist a little bit further over to the left. Bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feel the beautiful twisting in the spine. And exhale to release, come back to center. We'll bring the soles of the feet together, bending both the knees. Allow the knees to fall out to either sides of the room. And with a straight spine, start to hinge forward, hinging over your toes. Reach the crown of the head up and over, pressing the thighs away from each other. Using the breath to keep you anchored into the present moment. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the nose. Slowly rolling the spine one vertebrae at a time all the way back up to a seated position. Bring the knees together and then rolling all the way down onto your back. We'll set up for a bridge pose here, walking both the feet in close to the sit bones. You should be able to touch the tops of your heels with your fingers. And on the inhale, start to press your heels into the mat as you lift your hips towards the sky. Keep the knees at hip width distance. Avoid splaying them out. And we'll bring the hands together underneath the body, rolling one shoulder blade back at a time. Gently tucking the tailbone, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips. Keep pressing down through the heels and through the big toe mound. And breathing into this heart-opening posture. You can release your hands and slowly roll down onto the mat, bringing both the knees in towards the chest, lifting the nose towards the knees if that's comfortable. And then even if it feels good for you, gently rocking side to side. Listening to your body, only doing what feels good for you. Release both the soles of the feet back to the mat. Then we'll cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. With your right hand, gently putting pressure onto your right knee, pressing it away from you. Keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee joint. You should start to feel some opening in the hip. Only pressing gently until you feel that opening. And when that feels complete, release your right foot to the mat, bringing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And then with the left hand, gently start to press your knee away from you. Keep the left foot flexed here. Protecting the left knee joint, gently placing pressure as you press your knee away from the body. And whenever that starts to feel complete for you, release your left foot to the mat, walking both the feet all the way to the edges of the mat so the feet are wide. Start to windshield wiper the knees very slowly back and forth. Coming through center, over to one side, and slowly moving through center, over to the other side. Coming back through center, moving the knees to one side. Move through center and over to the other side. Coming back to center. Keep the feet wide. We'll gently bring the knees together to touch, allowing a gentle opening in the back of the pelvis and the sacrum. This is a restorative posture. So if you'd like to at this moment, bring one hand to your heart, place the other hand on top. Closing the eyes. And allow yourself to relax and be still. Maybe noticing the heartbeat underneath your fingers. Maybe noticing the gentle tingling or pulsing of prana, life force flowing through your body. Noticing the movement of your breath. When that feels complete, separating the knees, extending both the legs out onto the mat, and relaxing the arms down beside the body. If you'd like to, before we settle into final Shavasana, gently tucking the tailbone under and then extending the legs. Maybe even rolling one shoulder blade back at a time, feeling the length through the spine, relaxing into Shavasana as you close your eyes. And take this moment to surrender into our final posture. Letting go of anything you might still be holding on to that no longer serves you. And allowing all the benefits of the practice to soak into the body. You could stay in your Shavasana, or if you're ready to transition out, rolling over to your right side and pausing in the fetal position. Soaking in every ounce of this yoga practice. Every moment of self-care. And when you're ready, make your way into a comfortable seated position. We'll close our practice today. Bring hands to heart center. And I would love to thank you for sharing your practice with me. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe for more free yoga videos. Namaste.